Hi there, Loy Machedo speaking to you from loymachedo.com. Who's Loy Machedo? Think Personal Branding. Okay, the date is 18th September 2022. Time right now is 2 in the afternoon. Okay, it has been 18 days since I started my weight loss journey, and many of you have been asking me lots of questions with regards to my weight loss. So I thought, okay, make this video and share. So I posted on my YouTube community page, that this is day 17, that is yesterday I posted. Ask me a question. So I've compiled all the questions that were sent to me, Instagram, WhatsApp, email, including this. And I've taken, most of them were the same repeated questions. Now, before I do go further, one thing I want to make very clear, this is not medical advice and I'm not a medical professional. I'm just someone who is sharing his own personal journey. Okay. And these are my personal opinions. This is what has worked for me. So do your due diligence and consult a professional before you go and make any changes. All right. So first things first, the real big question which you all want to know, by which you measure success or failure, how much weight have you lost? As per my weight loss data sheet, it's a simple Excel Google Doc. I have lost today, day 18, I've lost 4.3 kilos. Okay. Now, obviously, the weight here is where you need to be careful. Don't take the lowest weight during the day. What I tend to do is, as soon as I wake up in the morning, I go to the washroom, if I feel like piss or poop or whatever. After I wash my face, I come and check my weight. And that is a standard that I follow. And I check with the same weighing machine. I don't check with a different weighing machine. Okay. So wake up in the morning, go to the toilet, and immediately come and check my weight. So this is the protocol I've followed. So there is a certain degree of accuracy with the standards that I've taken. So yes, initially it was a little faster, but now it is slowed down. And I'm happy that I've lost 4.3 kilos. Now, obviously, many of you will say, Roy, you're losing weight so fast. No, this happens initially. It becomes harder as time passes by. So the first thing is 4.3 kilos I've lost in 18 days. Okay. Now, having said that, now comes the important bit. This video is going to be divided into 10 parts. Okay. And I'll put the timestamps down below. And I've divided them into gym bag essentials, exercise session, weight loss process, rules that I follow, the diet that I'm eating, certain do's and don'ts, the drawbacks of what is happening, supplementation, final thoughts, question answers. Okay, these are the 10. So let's start. The first one, gym bag essentials. What do I take to the gym when I go to the gym? What is it that I take? The dress is normal. Okay, just whatever. I just wear shorts. I wear sock shoes and just a gym outfit. I wear my bandana. The important bits are the iPhone, or you can take any smartphone. Why? To listen to music. Headset. And by the way, if you want to know which headset do I use, what is the difference between Apple's AirPods Max versus AirPods Pro versus the other brand that I'm using. If you're interested, comment down below. I'll tell you which is the brand that I use and you'll be surprised. Okay. Then obviously you have to keep that charged. I take a water because, don't want to buy overpriced water. I have my own water. Number 4 is the towel. I don't like to take a gym towel, even if it's for free. I prefer my own towel for health reasons. Number 5, the Galaxy Watch. I prefer this one. Some people prefer Apple. I hate Apple. I sold it for 50% off. It doesn't work well with me. For me, the Galaxy Watch, this one I got it at 50% off, which was really good when I bought it with the fold. And last but not the least, number 6 is I take Goo Gel. That is in case my sugar levels start acting funny, because sometimes I do have this problem. But the funny thing is, when I'm fasting, I never have, sugar level problems. Okay. I might feel a little tired, but that is obvious because I'm fasting. Okay. So these are my gym bag essentials. The next one, coming to the exercise session by itself. The exercise session, I normally go and I stretch. I do stretching, number 1. What is the stretching? People have asked me. It's very simple. If you look at your whole body from head to toe, I start from my toes all the way to my head. So first is your ankles, Then comes, above is your knees. Then comes your waist. Then comes your back. Then comes your, the front part of your abs. Then comes your chest, then shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, then your neck and your head. Okay. So just the the thumb rule that I follow is just stretch each and every part of the body and do the basic exercises. For that, what they have taught you in school is good enough. uh, in my case, I've not only approached professional coaches, bodybuilding coaches, one-to-one coaches, Olympic coaches. So I'm aware of what to do in terms of stretching exercise. You can easily Google search and find out. And stretching exercises is just to get the muscle warmed up for what you're doing. One very important stretching exercise that I do is, the Indian style of squatting. So I squat, and the reason I do that is because my knees, I have damaged both my knees during my bodybuilding days and my lower back. So I make sure I sit in the squatting position for a few, it can be 1 or 2 minutes. And then that yoga pose where you keep your legs flat and, just stretch the top part, that is called the quads. Okay, I stretch that and sometimes I lie down. Just be careful if you're doing this for the first time. Okay, so stretching is very, very important, and just move your shoulders and arms. Rep range can be 10. Then the exercise that I do for the body is, you might find this very strange, but I do one exercise, only one per body part for the whole body without any rest in between. What do I mean by that? So I start off with the least favorite exercise, because obviously, if you find an exercise that you love, you'll do more of it. And if you find an exercise you don't like, you'll want to finish it fast. So the exercise that I hate is the abdominals. I do the abdominal crunches first, followed by the toughest or the biggest muscle group. That is, why is this phone ringing? Oh, this is such an irritation. Wait, let me switch it off. I keep getting so many of these messages if I don't stop. Thank you. Okay, we got that sorted out. Okay, so now, what was I saying with regards to, yeah, the biggest muscle group, that is the thigh, that is the legs. I do squats, followed by leg extensions, that is stretching the leg straight, followed by leg curls, where I curl the leg. Then I do leg press, the leg press machine. All these you can just Google search. And then, given that I'm already lying down for the leg press, I also do the calf. You can pump your calf muscles. Okay. And remember, one exercise per body part. And then after that, obviously, it's the back, lat pull down and rows. Then comes the chest, then comes the shoulders, back and front. Then comes the traps. Then comes bicep, tricep. That's it. I just do one set per body part, one exercise, one set. That's it. And uh, people ask me, do you do it to failure? Do you keep doing till you can't do it anymore? Do you do 8 reps or 10 reps or 12 reps? Remember, in terms of the rep range, if you do, power lifters do 3 to 5. That's the rep range for power lifters. Okay, that is if you really want power, which is very, very dangerous. You need to have experience and a lot of stretching and pump before that. Okay, the rep range is 3 to 6. What do I mean by that? That means you can maximum do only 3 repetitions, whatever body part. Then the bodybuilder style of doing repetitions is the rep range of 6 to 12. Okay, 6, if you fail at 6, it is for more of strength and pump. If you finish at 12, it's for getting a pump but a little bit of shape. Okay, that's what they say in bodybuilding. So 6 to 12 is the rep range for bodybuilders. 15 and not beyond 15, say 12 to 15 reps is where you're looking for a pump and you're trying to lose weight. You're not trying to gain too much of muscle mass. Okay, so what do? I do at 50% of my capacity. That means, for example, if I could do, example I'm giving, if I could do 100 kilos for 10 repetitions, I'll do 50 kilos for 10. Okay, that means it's still easy. I can still do maybe 30 reps. But how do I do it is, I close my eyes, I keep doing it till I feel the burn. So repetitions for me is not important. I keep doing till I feel the burn. But definitely I'll not take heavy. And the minute I feel the burn, I might do one more, and then I'll do one more, and then I stop. So that's what I do. To give you an idea, before for my chest, I could do as warm up 20, a 20 plate here, a 20 plate here, and the bar is 20, 20, 40, 60. Okay. But obviously, when I would stop bodybuilding, my strength would come down. So I could take 10, 10, and the bar is 20, 10, 20, 30, 40. So 40 kilos. Today, however, I only take the plain bar. I can put a little bit of weight, but I don't want to. I just want to get a pump. I want to get the body moving. Because I'm living a lifestyle where I'm not doing any exercise movement. So I just want the body to understand, yes, there is some movement. And if I feel a little bit stronger, I'll put a small weight there and I'll crank out. I can do 10 repetitions, I can do 20 repetitions, but it's not only a rep range that is important, it is a feel. I close my eyes, I feel the muscle. Okay. Then the third one is a very important principle I follow. I'm not come to the gym to make friends. I'm not come to talk. I'm not come to waste time. I make sure I finish one exercise, I go to the next one. I finish the next one, I go to the next one. I go to the next one, next one. If in case I feel like, oh, I'm tired, like yesterday I felt a little tired, I'll go for a walk. I'll go for a walk. If anyone comes and tries to talk to me, hey, hi, how are you? I just tell them, just doing my exercise, let me finish after. So I'm not here to make friends. I tell them I just want to finish my exercise, then I might talk. If they ask me, oh, out of courtesy, I might just say yes. And they'll say, by the way, what exercise you're doing? Where do you live? I'll just might answer one or two questions if the person's new, and that's about it. So it's very important that you focus on doing your exercise. Okay. And yes, after you finish, do go to them and you can talk to them after that. But for me, not interested in wasting time. And last but not the least, remember, keep your ego out of the gym. Don't come there to show off. Okay. So that is why I don't take heavy weights. If I see a beautiful girl, there are two or three beautiful girls who come sometimes. I'm not doing to see my muscles and this and that. I'm come to exercise. That's about it. Okay. And that is why I do 50% of my capacity. I come there for a pump. Now, if you feel like doing more, go ahead and do it. One more thing is I do exercise every single day. I don't take single day rest. That is one of the reasons I do 50% of my capacity, because it's better to do something than to take rest. So for me, every single day I don't take any rest, and it's 7 days a week. Many people would say your body needs rest, but when you're doing very light weights, I don't see any reason. Okay. So that is the exercise session. Number 3 is the weight loss process. What are the principles that I follow for the weight loss process? Number 1 is people have this belief, even I had this, that the more exercise you do, you lose weight. That is false. The second belief people have is, if you eat more protein, or if you have an Atkins diet or you have a paleo diet, then you lose weight, not any other way. See, the problem with all these diets and the problem with these theories is they don't work in the long run. Number 1 is the myth about doing exercise. Exercise only is 20% of your weight loss. That's it. 80% is the intake. Remember, simple principle. How do you become fat? By calories in. And the calories that stay grow, because you're not burning them. How do you become thin? If you burn more calories than you put in. So calorie deficit is a very important part of losing weight. The second part is these diets, they don't work because you can't live your entire life eating only Atkins or eating only salads or eating only chicken breast. What I found out is I eat everything, but in moderation. But now the question comes, Loy, I can't control myself, which is a fact. Most of us cannot control. When we start eating, we eat. So the only way that I found works for me is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting, what does it mean? Let's say you have 24 hours, 8 hours is sleep, so your body is empty. When you wake up, don't start eating. From the time you wake up, see, people say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That is only if you are going to go for long periods of time without eating. You don't need breakfast. It's overhyped. We already have enough and more fat here. So after I wake up, I don't eat anything until 6 o'clock in the evening. And during the day, I make sure I do something or another that adds to the fat burning process, like going to the gym or walking. Only at 6 in the evening, I will have my meal. Okay, that's intermittent fasting. So whatever time I get up, whether I get up at 6 in the morning, whether I get up at 12 in the afternoon, until 6, I will not eat. Okay. And the eating window is from 6 o'clock to whatever time I sleep. Okay. And I'll also come to that. What is it that I eat? Okay. Then number 4 is exercise. I keep my exercise simple. I go to the gym just to get a body pump. The only other thing which I tend to do is walking. Running is also good, but be careful if you have weak joints or you have, knee problems or whatever. Don't start running like crazy if you have not done it for quite some time. Running is also an art form. You should know how to run properly with the proper running gear, like shoes and everything else. I can make a separate video. That's a totally different, you know, educational in itself. And then swimming is also very good, especially if you swim in water that is slightly cooler, because then the body heat is used to keep yourself warm and you burn calories with that. Even a cold shower or ice bath, which some people do. Okay. Then, yes, last but not the least, that is when you eat food, eat smart. Don't compensate just because you kept yourself hungry throughout the day. Start hogging all the food possible. Okay. Now, the next part comes the rules that I follow in terms of weight loss. Okay, what are the rules? The rules are number one, the first thing I check my weight every single day in the morning. That is compulsory. The second rule is I keep it simple. Don't overly complicate something, because if you complicate, I'll measure my food, I'll count how many calories, I will buy this special food, or it becomes too much a headache. Keep it simple. Everything that you do, simplify it, it becomes easier. Okay. Number 3 is if you feel like cheating, let's say 2, 3 days ago, I felt like eating, the Magnum almond, white almond. I felt like eating it. I really wanted to eat it. So I said to myself, after I break my fast, I'll eat it. Now, generally, I would eat a whole Magnum. A whole Magnum, I could eat even 2. So what I did is, after I finish my main meal, okay, first meal, don't eat chocolates and all that. I felt a little full. I said, I'll wait for a few minutes. And I satisfied my sweet tooth with watermelon, with sweet grapes, with apple. Okay. So that part is satisfied. I was feeling a little full. Then after that, I said, now I'm going to enjoy the ice cream. That was after some time. What I did is the outside cover, no, I took out the shell, which is the really sweet part, and I ate it. And then I just ate half. I didn't even eat the main part, that is the creamy bit inside. And I said to myself, I'll have this tomorrow. It's still there. It's still there. It's not vanishing. But then after that, when I came and sat down, again that yearning came. Okay. So I ate half. Okay. I ate half. And then I said to myself, that's enough. And, my baby was there. So I gave half to her. She ate the whole thing. So one finished. So the point I'm telling you is, I didn't starve myself. I ate the ice cream because I really felt like. And it's very important for us to balance it out, because we as human beings, we want to enjoy also. So if I would make myself suffer and say, I'm not going to eat anything for 3 months, it's going to drive you crazy. So, like I told you, I ate. And I just ate one. The next day, again, I felt like having one. I said, okay, I'll have one. Third day, I said, no, now I need to stop because this can't continue. And remember, the reason I was not worried is because I had a very small piece. A small piece doesn't matter. It satisfies your taste. Okay. So when you feel like cheating, do cheat, but in moderation also, but not during the fasting period. Point number 4 that I follow, an important rule is I make sure I go for shopping. The problem with sending my wife, sometimes she ends up, if she finds a good deal or a good bargain, sometimes she might end up buying something that is totally unnecessary. And sometimes, I don't know, maybe because the weight loss is not important to her, it's important to me. She ends up buying something which I know for a fact will not add to my weight loss. Like she bought some, what do you call that, sweets. But I stuck to my guns. I told her, you either eat this or you throw it out. okay, or give it to someone for free. And I was very strict about it. So when I did it twice, where I literally gave it someone for free, she realized money is being wasted because I was about to throw it out. Now she is sticking to only what I tell her to buy. So it's very important that when you go shopping, buy what you're planning to eat. And if your partner doesn't support you, you go by yourself. And last, if not the least, you have to clear the temptations which are in front of you. Like if you see in my room, I'm not keeping snacks, I'm not keeping the chocolates, nothing. Even when I go to the pantry, I have a typical place where I open and close. I told my wife, take anything that is there that doesn't add to my diet or to my goals, keep it in your room. You can become fat, but not me. And because I told her that, now even she doesn't keep any of these stuff. Okay. Next comes the diet. Now, this many people ask me, so I'll try to answer them. So, what does my diet consist of? Okay. My diet consists of number one is a smart substitute. What do I mean by that? See, yes, I do practice intermittent fasting. That is, I don't eat for 12 to 16 hours, depending on how my body feels. But the general rule is until 6 o'clock in the evening, I will not eat, whatever time I get up. Okay. When I do want to start eating, I don't immediately order a Big Mac or a pizza or chocolates and all that. I choose intelligently. I'll give you a small example. One can of Red Bull is 220 calories, one can of Red Bull. But one black espresso, this one, the same amount, huh? One can of Red Bull is 220 calories. This espresso, the same amount is 2 calories. Both are energy drinks. One is sweet with sugar, one is bitter. If I want to be alert, I can have 220 calories or I can have 2 calories. Which one do you think will help me in my weight loss? That's number one. Second is whenever you're planning to eat anything, it just takes a few seconds. Google search what is the amount of calories that will contain. Like example, if I were to go have a Big Mac large, just the burger and fries, I checked it is from 210 calories to 510 calories, huh? Depending on what size you take. The Big Mac and fries only, 510 calories. But if you buy a full chicken, roasted, the rotisserie, that is roasted, it's 137 calories. So if I were to do the math, 3 full chicken or 1 Big Mac. And remember this, if you eat the Big Mac, you'll feel hungry again after a few minutes. This has always happened to me. After, let's say, hardly 1 hour, maybe 2 hours, I feel hungry again. But just imagine if you were to eat a whole chicken, take it from me, 6 hours, you'll not feel hungry. So, smart substitution. Okay, that is number one. The second thing is, it's very important that, especially when you're dieting and you're fasting, you tend to lose, essentials, minerals, and, then many people think supplements is the answer. No, healthy fruits and vegetables, a fresh orange, watermelon, mashmelon, avocado, it has amazing protein, green leafy vegetables, carrots, all this really helps. And eat plenty of it, no matter how much salad you eat. And salad doesn't have to be bland and boring. You can easily mix with other flavors, a little bit of lemon. You can put a little bit of sauce, not the mayo sauce. You can have, you need to intelligent, even if you put tuna flakes on it. Okay, some people say I'm vegetarian. Even chickpeas, if you put, it's delicious. Try experiment a Greek salad or even sometimes cheese. Okay, the typical Arabic cheese that is there, not the the heavy cheese. And yes, sometimes high fat cheese also helps, but avoid putting sugar and avoid putting mayonnaise there. Okay, so lots of fruits and vegetables is always good. Number three is, remember, protein is always filling, and protein is not your enemy, and protein is not bad. In fact, the number one protein that I recommend, the number one is eggs. Eggs contain every single thing you need. And don't try to eliminate the yolk and from the white and all that. Just have a single egg. And if you feel hungry, have 2 eggs. And you can go creative with eggs. You can have a boiled egg, half boiled egg, fried egg, And yes, some people say, okay, use coconut oil. Some people say, I personally don't like to complicate it so much. I just tell my wife, cook. I'm telling you about me. There are a lot of people who say don't eat grain oil made from grains or coconut oil. That is your preference. I'm telling you what works for me. But always remember, boiled and poached is better than fried in oil. Okay. However, egg is the best protein. The second best protein is white meat. Fish is the second best. Then comes chicken, and then obviously red meat. Okay, and red meat is not bad as people make it out to be. All right. So protein is always filling, takes more time to digest. If I were to have a chicken, just a few bites of chicken, that is, tandoori, it fills me up. But on the other hand, if I tend to have, let's say, soups or I had rice with a little bit of this thing, I'll feel hungry again. Okay. Number five is I never have liquid calories. Just avoid that at all costs. It's very, very bad. I don't have liquid calories at all. Any soft drinks, nothing. Number six is sugar in drinks. I avoid any kind, sugar free or otherwise. I substitute that with honey. And if I really, really want to have sugar, I might have sugar free. That's at least me. Okay. Number seven, plenty of salads in everything that I eat. And when you cut it fine, it becomes more enjoyable. Okay. Number eight is sweets. Yes, there are some people who have sweet tooth. Like I said, have fruits. They are very sweet. But if you're really dying for a sweet, just have one or two. Don't have too many. And tell yourself every day, I'll reward myself. And when you're eating sweet, eat it slowly. Okay? Eat it at the end. Number nine is uh, given the fact that I have a small window where I can enjoy, I sometimes have snacks, chips, and all that. Well, because my diet plan is for the next 4 months, so longevity is important. So I do snack a little bit here and there, and I like gummy bears. But I keep it in control to make sure it's not heavily sugared and it's not M&Ms. And especially, I make sure that I don't have a big bowl, just a small packet to keep my sweet tooth happy. Okay. Number 10 is it's always good to know what you're eating and know what you're putting in the mouth. So I do a quick Google search. That day I felt tempted to have a Snickers bar and found out that the calories are as much as having a Big Mac. So I asked myself, is it really worth it? And to lose that, just to lose, for example, I was thinking of having a donut. And I found out in order to lose the fat, lose the calories in a donut, I would have to exercise for 1 hour just for one donut or one and a half donut. It was not worth it. So I said to myself, I can substitute with something else. Does that mean I'll never have a donut? No, I will have it. But, I satisfied it with something else. So always make sure that you Google search what you're putting in your mouth. Then about diet, number 11 is if you're really desperate for cheating and you know something is really bad, try to find a smarter substitute. Like I told you, I ate that ice cream. I was really feeling like having another bucket of ice cream. So what I did, I satisfied myself with a bowl of milk, okay, and cornflakes in that. And I'd taken the cornflakes with honey. Now, that gave me lesser calories than having a big bowl of ice cream. So sometimes if you really want to cheat, you can't control, give a smart substitute. And number 12, in terms of your diet, remember, you will fail, okay? You will fail. And if you do fail, it's not the end of the world. And that doesn't mean you stop, start again. Because I always tell people, perfection is not the key. Doing something consistently is the key. So something is better than nothing. So this is in terms of diet. What are the tips that I give you in terms of diet? Now comes the absolute no. What is it me at least, I'm not having? Okay, I do not have bread. I made a choice not to have bread. Rice, if that is, I'm dying to have rice, a little bit of rice. Pasta and all that, not so much. I might have it as a cheat meal, but there's absolutely no need for bread, at least as of now. These 18 days, I do not have bread. Second one is no sugars at all. White sugar, brown sugar, even the sugar free, I'm not having. I'm substituting with honey, which is sweet enough. The third no is no liquid calories at all. I'm not going to have any calories. It's not required. Why do I need it? Okay. Let me give these guys a little bit of a number so it's easier for me to see. Why is this calories? Calories. Okay. Number 4 is no unplanned meals, because if you don't plan what you eat, you'll end up eating just about anything. So I always tell my wife 1 hour or 2 hours in advance, I'm going to eat food. Just can you plan something, or can you buy something for me? So sometimes if she's lost, I tell her what to buy. Otherwise, she goes and buys. She knows what I like. Okay. Last but not the least, no processed food. If I'm desperate and I'm really dying, once a week. Otherwise, avoid it at all costs. Because remember, processed food, the calories are much more. The the filling part is very less because they want you to eat more. So just be careful of that. Okay. Then people have asked me, Loy, what are some of the drawbacks in terms of your diet? Okay. Here are the drawbacks. Number 1 is the biggest drawback. You'll always be hungry, especially when you practice intermittent fasting. For me, oh man, it was driving me mad. The hunger pangs was driving me mad. Hunger is something that drives you crazy. Just be careful of that. The second one is, because I used to have coffee and fruits and all that, you tend to feel very tired and lethargic, at least in the initial first week. To give you an idea, this video that I'm making, you will be very surprised to know I struggled for the first, I think, 35 minutes. I had done 11 takes, and every time I kept stopping. After 3 minutes, stop. 5 minutes, stop. I was like, oh, sheesh, man, I don't know what is happening. So it's not only your hunger, it's not tired, sometimes your brain is not functioning. Okay. So this can be a challenge, but it's not like it's going to happen forever. At least the initial 1 week or 2 weeks depends. For some people, it's 2, 3 days. Some people, it's 2 weeks. My case, it might be 3 weeks, but I'm going to stick to it. Eventually, your body gets used to it because the body is a wonderful machine that adapts. Okay. Then number 3 is your energy levels will be low. So it's not like hyperactive like before. Like before, if I do something, pop in a little bit of watermelon or have a soup or something, a sandwich, get energy again. Here, you can't go super high or, super fast. You have to maintain it. And the tendency that you will get tired is very high. Like right now, after I finish the video, I know I'm going to be exhausted. I might take a nap, and you would have to take plenty of naps. Point number 4, which is a major drawback, you can't go out because whenever you go out, you end up with food courts and sandwiches, and there's always food everywhere. So it becomes tough. You can't go out. And last but not the least, I think we as human beings, we love to go out and have food and enjoy with the family. You'll not be able to do that. So my wife and I, the one outing we used to have is eating out. Now we can't do that as often, but that doesn't mean we can't do it at all. I definitely have plans once a week. We will go, but we'll go for a healthy meal. Okay, so these are some of the drawbacks. And obviously, you can't go for parties and all that unless, of course, you plan out that, okay, there's let's say Christmas Day is coming on 25th. So maybe 5 days or 1 week before, make sure that you compensate. So on 25th, you can binge eat if you want. Okay. Next part comes to the supplements. What are some of the supplements that I'm taking? This differs from person to person, but for me, my health, because I've gone through bariatric surgery, and also remember I had hemorrhoids. That is, I was bleeding profusely when going to the toilet. I take B12 and vitamins and minerals because of my bariatric surgery. B12 I have it every single day. Vitamins and minerals I have once a week. But the hemoglobin, because of the blood loss and I'm anemic, I have one every day. So B12 and hemoglobin tablets every day, vitamin C and all the other multivitamins once a week. Fish oil, 50,000 IU once a month. That is only if I really feel I need it. But because I go walking in the sun, I don't have to worry about it. So these are the supplements that I take. People have asked me, do I take bodybuilding supplements? I don't need it because I'm not trying to build mass. If you'd like to have it, do have it. But the only point I tell you is if you're planning weight loss, do not take any protein that is, the whey protein that is sweet, because then you are having all the sugar. Have ones which are not sweetened, and you can put a little honey or something there. Creatine is very good for building muscle, but in my case, I do not need it. Then there are BCCA and glutamine and all that. I just feel that is a total waste of time. Don't spend your money. Don't waste your money. You're not a big time bodybuilder or someone professional. And if you are mad about wasting money and you're mad about going in that direction, please seek a professional, because there are a lot of advice being thrown out there and a lot of people who get commission if they sell you stuff so they can mislead you. And when you're buying a protein, because I was in the industry, I was running a gym, there are pirated products. Be careful. Always pay more, but take something that is original, and that also from a pharmacy, even if you have to pay a premium. Okay, because they will only give, and take it from a reputed name. Others, you'll end up getting all pirated stuff. Be careful. Okay. The final thoughts, and after this, I'll move to the Q&A. Final thoughts. Final thoughts are: see, weight loss. Weight loss is a lifestyle decision. Okay, and or keeping fit is a lifestyle decision. It is not a short-term thing. For maybe you want a beach board, or for a photograph session, or for a photo shoot. Yeah, you can go like a yo-yo diet, or just drink water only, or not eat for a couple of days, or do a hardcore kind of extreme this thing diet, which is not recommended. Yes, you'll achieve your goal, but then you gain back all the pounds. These diets are not, they do not serve a long-term purpose, like fruit juice diet, all these Instagram models. Believe it or not, it does not work. We are always looking for the next new thing, the new shiny toy. It doesn't work. So it has to be a lifestyle decision. In order to be consistent, everything should be in moderation. You cannot have like, I'm going to go only Atkins from now, I'm going to go only paleo. You will go mad. You will fail. And that is why people who make this new decision from January onwards, I'm going to change my life. No, it never happens. So what I tell you is, if you are a typical Indian and you eat like an Indian, if you are, let's say, American and you eat like American, continue doing what you're doing. But make sure that you intelligently evaluate what you're eating. Let's say, for example, you're American and they love pizzas and they love burgers and all that. That is processed food. Try to make homemade food. That is a better alternative. Now, let's say you're an Indian. You like making chapatis and rice and curries. Yes, there are smarter alternatives also. Indian doesn't mean that you have only rice or you have only curry and only. No. If you have more protein, whatever it is, chickpeas, or it can be, let's say cauliflowers, or whatever you're having with that, just make sure it's a very intelligent. Don't just say, oh, I'm Indian, so I'll eat only curry and rice. No, you're having carbohydrates. So be smart with that. Continue with your lifestyle, but in moderation. I would say you need to find out what works for you. Okay. Different people, different stuff works. Some people can be hardcore Atkins. Some can be hardcore going to the gym. Some people can be hardcore bodybuilders. In my case, after trying every single thing, I found out intermittent fasting works best for me. Okay. Intermittent fasting and exercise. Now, if in case you have health related issues like your thyroid or something, then you must seek medical professional help, or you're diabetic, or your blood pressure, or you have heart related illness. Okay. In my case, because of the steroid abuse that I gave my body, and because I made it a habit for almost 15 years of eating, my stomach had I had developed the resistance, and I could eat. I could literally keep filling, and my stomach would keep stretching. That is where I opted for a bariatric surgery. And for me, at least, that has been the best decision I've ever taken. Now I eat limited. Now, remember, bariatric surgery, there are my videos which are already online. You can check which one that is, if you're planning to go. I have other videos where which surgery did I opt for? Was it the RYN or was it the sleeve? These terms I've spoken about in a different video. Don't want to mix it, including the actual surgery, which is very graphic. It's 18 plus. So you cannot see it unless you log in and you confirm that you're 18 and above. So I've taken a bariatric surgery after doing 1 year of research and consulting experts. Okay. Now, the second thing which I want to tell you, let me give these number so I know how many I'm going to say. Okay. The second thing is diet is almost 80%. Workouts are only 80 to 90%. Workout is only 10%. So no matter how much you go to the gym, if you don't control your diet, you're never going to lose weight. Remember, let's say, for example, while doing exercise, you burn 500 calories, but then you eat 500 calories. You burn 500 calories, you ate 500, you don't lose anything. You only lose weight if there's a calorie deficit. What do I mean by that? If you ate 500 calories, but you did, let's say, exercise or some activity of 600 calories, then you burn 100. Now, it's not possible for us to only do exercise the whole day. So, sitting in one place, even when you sit down, your heart is functioning, your body needs energy, and we can do exercise only for an hour or maximum 1.5 or 2 hours. Some people go crazy in 3 hours, but it's not sustainable. So, eat less in terms of calorie intake and stay empty because you don't need food the whole day, and then do smart exercise when you are in a fasting state. That helps you burn fat faster. Okay. Number 3 is consistency is the king. Yes, it will be hard initially, but eventually you will get there. It's just a matter of being consistent, and in order to stay consistent, take support from your wife, your spouse, the people around you. Number 4 is, if you're seeking for motivation externally, it will not work. You need to have your internal values so strong that you're motivated by yourself. And yes, it's good to have a group. If you have weak willpower, have a group of people who are into the same journey as you. They will help you much better. And last, if not the least, I think my mentor said this best. If you want to lose weight, weigh yourself every single day and be aware of how much your weight is. Because when you check your weight every single day, that's how you'll know whether you lose weight or you'll gain weight. And remember, there are some days where your weight goes a little up. There are some days where your weight goes a little down. Don't panic. Like, see, this is my uh, weight loss and weight gain. This is the date that I have. This is my daily weight that I've taken. This is the daily difference. Okay. That means from one day to the previous day, one day to the previous day, one day to the previous day. So some days I was losing lot more weight. Some days I was losing I was gaining weight. See, here I was gaining weight. Here minus I'm losing weight. So sometimes you lose half a kilo, sometimes you'll gain 1 kilo. But when you check the overall, that means day one to whatever day, you should gradually lose and decline. Some days I was just not losing anything. I didn't panic. In fact, if you see Thursday, I was 80.6, and September 14, I was 80.6. So this should have discouraged me. This itself should have discouraged. This whole week, I was just bouncing around. In fact, on September 10th, my weight increased. So, just imagine the disappointment. But today, I'm at 79.5. In fact, if I check my weight after exercise, I always check my weight immediately upon getting up after I go to the toilet. So it was 79.5. And now when I checked my weight after my exercise and a shower, it dropped down to another 0.5. But I've not recorded that because that's not right. You have to record your weight, same time, same machine, same process every single day, not different times of the day. So when I see overall from day one to now, there's been a growth. So remember this, check your weight every single day and record it. Then you'll come to know whether you are losing weight or gaining weight. Okay. So these are some of the bits that I wanted to share with you in terms of my weight loss. I don't know how much of it helped you, but do put your comments and thoughts down below and let me know if there are any questions I've not answered. I'd love to answer them for you. Having said that, this is me signing off. You guys take care. Ciao.